we're out here and we're gonna do a little bit of scouting. I've scouted some areas like close to here and not very far away, but there's pretty good bedding areas nearby, and I know some other thick areas, so I kind of want to go check it out and just see if we can't find some beds. So, yeah, we're on public land. Just took off work early so we could
pretty much all thick, like thick cover, low stuff.
Yeah, a lot of thick cover and low stuff. So we'll see. We saw a bunch of deer already just cross right in front of us as we're getting out of the car. So yeah. Truth is, there'd be big bucks across the road right there. I'd snipe them with my bow. I cut the Johnny mark. Right down by the. Should have paid attention when I was driving in. Looks like that's the trail right there. Yeah. You gotta think like fall, you know? This in the fall is not like that. You can't see through half of this in the fall. So they're gonna bed on some of these spots. That probably wasn't possibly a bed.
Yeah, all this grass right in here is all matted.
Yeah, it makes me feel like.
You see hair?
Yeah, there's gotta be hair. There's a hair here. There could be some dropping off their bodies too, but
right. Some does maybe.
It's not good cover for a buck.
No.
I'd mark this down on my map as an area that there's definitely some deer cruising through, but I've yet to figure out. Bed. It's interesting because this is actually really close to the parking lot.
The swamp's on an angle. That's the higher stuff up there.
Big long hair. That's hair. I'm no pro, but I probably. What?
It's a long one there.
So yeah, it's long. It's a lady deer.
Kept up with their grooming.
That's how we do.
Probably can't see this, so like we just checked out this little opening here, and then if on a west wind, which is predominant wind, we have another thick opening, it looks like right over here. Yeah, so if there's does bedding in this thick area, which there obviously is, we saw them cross the road, then we're gonna go check this out. This is lower, right, in elevation, so these two fingers right now are dropping down in. So deer will naturally be traveling up and down them.
These two.
Well, they'll be traveling up and down them, and they might be traveling up from this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I check out this, and then check to see if any of these fingers got cover on them. If these fingers are nasty thick, that could be a great spot for a buck to bed.
Yeah.
He can get in a spot where he can play on thermals and wind a little bit more.
Yeah. This is good. It's just a little uncomfortably close to the road, so the frequency that person might walk in here is a little bit higher. Or just the worry that a buck might feel.
Well, in the wind too, like I don't see a really super good strategical wind location.
The best beds here are like in the middle of the lowest and the highest point.
It's cover based. They're bedding here because it's thick.
Right, exactly. This is cut down low, like look for tree stands, because I got a feeling.
That's a cut right there coming up. So if there's a big buck gonna bed anywhere, you see the low elevation right there. You got a thicket right up there on top, and then it looks thick down on this bottom cut.
This is the road is right over there too. That's right. Or a deadfall over there.
Yeah. Probably got a bunch of does to bed in here.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right, we're heading out. We walked, I don't know, how many miles did we walk?
1.5?
He says 1.5. I say like 2 at least. Saw some scattered rubs. Just nothing that we could pin down like as a buck bed or core area. There were some thick bedding areas that we found that had rubs scattered around, but just nothing we could hang our hat on, so we're gonna go check another spot.
I found something I can hang my hat on.
Yeah.
We didn't really see a ton of like really good sign that you could film too.
Well, we walked that whole area. It was probably what, 3 miles?
No.
4?
1.
1.
I mean, what we walked might have been like 2 miles.
Yeah,
Maybe,
we walked at least 2
maybe
miles.
2 miles.
Well, it's all lowland. All up in that is pretty much low-lying timber with fallen trees everywhere. And it was horrible trying to get back because there's no easy path. The deer couldn't even make like a straight normal path to get back there. And then in the very back there was some openings that we saw on
Started to get a lot more open
on the maps.
That one bed that Joshua found was like,
I don't think I even
that
saw
was like,
that one.
No, it was literally like the dirt was smashed down, right?
Really?
Like, and there's hair in it, and then it was on an angle, and the river's literally right there. Like, the deer was so desperate to hug the river that tight that it couldn't see anything except for the river.
Yeah. What we were noticing is like on the way in, there was like the big trees were on the edge of the river, and then the farther you got away from the river, the smaller the trees were, and there wasn't like any hardwood trees.
Some medium type trees, but
yeah, but like the big oak trees were on the edge of the river.
Mm-hmm.
And that seemed to be where all the
sign and stuff was.
The sign and the deer trails were, so.
Basically.
John saw like a 110, like
8-point or something.
Yeah, like a decent 8-point run across the road, and we just assumed that he came out of this piece. But I don't know, this is tough. I didn't see a single bed where there was like a bed and then rubs. Like, I don't think, and even by the river, it probably didn't even have, there probably wasn't any trees that were around the bed probably for them even to rub, but there was a lot of rubs in general by that edge of the river, so.
I feel like sometimes bucks don't always rub their beds. Sometimes they do, right. But I don't know. I think it might be a dominance thing too. I think where you get a lot of bucks right. tend to be like, hey, this is my bed. Like,
right.
But if it's an area like this where there's not many bucks or more, there's just a lot of space.
Yeah. And
a lot of good bedding areas.
Yeah.
Then they don't have to mark their beds like they do elsewhere.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna go check out more areas later. But at least you can cross this off your map and you know what's back here. So.
Yeah, knowing what's not good or what's not doesn't make sense is just as helpful.
Then you can pick your best spots to go hang out on. Yep. Let's go eat something or get something to drink because I'm starving and thirsty. And I want to talk. Oh. Well, he might not have been bedding there recently, as in like late season, but. So we almost got up to the car, and we just saw a rub like right by the road. So we followed it back, and there's just kind of this pond right here, and there's this one spot where we got rub here, rubs there, and there. And right here, you got kind of a central area, which that's making me think that this is probably his bed. Probably not a late season pet bed, probably, you know, early season or rut, but this is the pond. And then you got the road.
This stuff's tall in the fall though.
Right.
You got cattails, tall grass.
Mm-hmm. So this would give them a lot of cover early season.
Yeah, the only thing you'd see from the road is probably the horns.
Yep, if that. Well, definitely a spot to mark.
Mm-hmm.